Yokoso, my manga society. Let's get started with volume 3. This volume is mostly a fight with a new character that we see. It's a villain, and his name is Jabber.
Jabber, because his power is that he has these claws which contain a neurotoxin, so he can poison you and make you immobile.
Yeah, and then his other claw can like heal himself a little bit, I guess.
Right, and he can also climb walls, and his claws are really strong. He can slash through brick and stone.
Yeah, and he's a little crazy. He's kind of like a masochist.
Yeah.
So he loves fighting. He loves strong opponents.
He's one of those.
So,
I love to fight. Really cool character design.
Yeah, he's really cool.
So then, this was a jaw-dropping moment. So he stabs Gris through the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost picked these next panels as my favorite. I love when this mangaka does these blurred lines to show really strong emotion.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Tokyo Ghoul does that a lot.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, it looks really good.
And now he's thinking back to like how Regto died, his adopted dad.
Yeah.
Adoptive dad.
His adoptive dad. And this kind of plays into Rudo's power.
I like when stories do this too, especially when they kill off a parent character early, is you can still go back and get more information about them through flashbacks.
Right. It's really nice. The way they did it in this scene was really good. Gave you a lot of context. And so in this flashback, you learn that Rudo has such an attachment to like things that are thrown out because he feels bad for them, and it's kind of like he says things like people threw it away and its life wasn't over yet, so he feels bad for it, and this is where his power comes in.
This probably parallels his experience, like he feels his own biological dad like threw him away.
Ah.
So I think
I like that connection.
I think that's why he gets so emotional.
Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So Rudo's power is basically, he's able to make objects that have a soul but were like thrown away, but they have this soul, and this object still has a purpose that hasn't been fulfilled. So then these objects Rudo is able to make into vital instruments and then fulfill their purposes this way.
Because this, if you remember from last volume, we didn't really show it, but this is Gris, the supporter's lucky charm, and he prays to it so that the other members will come back alive from their mission.
Right. So this was absolutely crazy. Wow. This is my favorite panel. So this, he made that lucky charm a vital instrument, and this panel looks absolutely crazy. It's giving Rudo the power to move anything that's coming at him with violent intent.
So he's able to dodge all of Jabber's attacks.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
No, he's crazy.
So this segues into my favorite panel. So Jabber decides to prick himself with his own claws.
He's unconscious. But he's like crazy enough to where he's like unconsciously fighting so that he doesn't have that violent intent. So he can attack Rudo.
Right. He doesn't have like conscious thoughts in his head.
Right.
So I really liked this panel.
He's a little insane.
I think this mangaka does a lot of these screaming panels.
Yeah.
A lot. And I just like the intensity of that, so.
For sure.
It was hard to pick this volume though. There was a lot of good panels.
There's a lot of cool ones. Masochist.
Zanka comes back and they kind of team up.
They team up. And they use Rudo's power in like such a clever way. It was cool.
It was cool. So yeah, that volume was mostly that fight between Jabberzonka and Rudo.
Yeah, and we do, I think, see something important here with Rudo's gloves. He says, you have that series too, while he's talking about Rudo's glove. So the villains have something similar, or something in that series, I guess, or that fashion line. I don't know.
So yeah, we'll learn in the future
what that means.
So we saw that panel in the beginning where Gris was getting stabbed through the chest, but there's actually a healer giver in the cleaners who was thankfully able to patch him up. She looks like a Guilty Gear or like Blaze Blue character. It's cool. I want to know more about her because she's the only healer in the whole of the cleaners, I think.
Right.
So how did she get that power?
Yeah, what's her violin instrument?
Right. And this is just a personal gripe, but I don't really like when stories do a fake out death, like making you think they actually died, but they were fine. I do understand why the mangaka did that because Gris's storyline is actually really compelling. I do want to see how the supporters continue to affect the outcomes of the fights.
Right.
So like I get why he didn't kill him off, but I don't know, it's just like a personal thing because I'm always like, no way, he died. Like what's, how's Rudy gonna feel, or how's Rudo gonna feel now? But you want to talk about Corvus?
Yeah, so then we meet Corvus, the boss. He has a really cool design. So he's just kind of like talking about how he has some info about how to get back to the sphere, but not really. So they have to look for this girl in no man's land. So it's kind of just setting up for that. Dude, I was like, are you kidding me? I chose B. And I
chose A.
Oh, really?
No. I don't know if you folks really read like the author's note and everything they write at the end, but we personally really like that. And every time we see this, so the mangaka shouts out his mom and it's just
like,
says,
Mom, my mom.
That always cracks me up.
It's so funny.
And I also love the little characters he gave for his staff. I like when they do that too.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
So that was volume 3 of Gachiakuta. Still extremely invested. Leave a like, comment down below if you've been reading this, what your thoughts are, and
stay tuned for volume 4.
Volume 4 coming soon, the week after. So thanks for watching. As always, this world is cruel, but at least we have manga.